Hi. I I want to talk a little bit more about that inside out business. Um, call this what you like. Let's call it inside out. So, what I thought about that so much last night, and I thought, what a odd kind of concept, and yet, man, I almost sort of think I'm onto something here. Um, I think when we show our most vulnerable selves, our inside out, it shows every seam ragged and raw, shows what we're made of and how we're made because we're showing, just think about this. Like if you were wearing your clothes inside out, you'd see every seam and you'd see, some might be finished really beautifully, turned under and double stitched and, maybe even hand stitched and, in silk thread and just, they're just so lovely and that's part of who you are, and you love people to see that part because it's the best of who you are. But then there's also those parts that are kind of ragged and raw and maybe not so appealing or not so lovely. And so in thinking about that inside out business, I think the biggest gift with living life that way, and I am, is that you're never in, I feel I'm never in, or very, very rarely ever in mop up mode. And what I mean by mop up mode is not living in truth. And so you kind of pretend like something, or you want people to believe you're something you're not. And man, I've so done this, so I know I know what I speak of. You always want people to see the best of you or something like that. So if you're doing that, first of all, it's really tiring. It's really tiring because I think for me, I can say this for me, it's not living my true, genuine self. And the contrast of that is living inside out, because then I think my true, genuine self is forever evolving and changing, because if you breathe and you live life is about change. But at the moment, to be as genuine and as inside out as I possibly can be is such a freedom. Oh my gosh. First of all, you find you have a lot of energy because you're not spending any time in mop up mode. You're not spending any time having to backtrack. And now I do backtrack because I'm always clarifying. As if you've listened to any of these, I'm constantly clarifying because I so much want my words to be heard as intended. But that clarification kind of gives me strength. It makes me analyze what I say to be sure I'm not, you know, being the purveyor of misinformation. I want to convey to you the truths as I know them and the truths as I discover them. And they change all the time because I can't yet know what is mine to learn today. And I am so flawed that there's just so much to learn. There's those few undeniable truths, and I think, and even those, I hold freedom to change my mind about them because I can't, they're what I know to be true. And what I think truth is, I'm always yapping about truth. What I think truth is it's what you believe today until you learn something different. And I'm not saying that those truths, what you believe to be true, are not genuine truths. I'm not saying that at all, because maybe they are. A truth to me, it's like that truth is held in a say a public forum or a courtroom, and it holds up to all scrutiny, inside out, upside down, sideways. It just holds up to all scrutiny from everyone. Because if it doesn't hold up, we make our own truths in life. We create these worlds that are comfortable to us because, again, we kind of tend to um, take the path of least resistance. And so if we have to manipulate our worlds to make them comply to the truth we think we know, we do that. And I don't think it's so healthy. I think it's really tiring, actually, because we're not living in love and truth. Um, the opposite side of that is this inside out business. It's living with such vulnerability And, that doesn't sound so appealing. I know it doesn't, especially from me, Julie Whitlatch, who has always been exceedingly controlling. I want to control everything. Um, and yeah, I get a little taste of it and realize what's happening. It's like, I am so loving this. This is the grand prize. Heck with the control of everything. Heck with it. Because the inside out business, the living, that living in love and truth, saying what I mean. I don't like regrets. So sometimes I say things that maybe I shouldn't, but I suppose I'd rather say things in love and truth than regret not having said them. And I don't like regret one bit. I don't like regret. I don't like having to say I'm sorry. And I have to say I'm sorry all the time because I just mess up all the time because I'm just so dang flawed. But I'm trying, you guys, I'm just trying. And in that trying, part of the trying is awareness. And I'm aware of all, a bunch of my flaws. And I know there's a bundle of them that I'm just beginning to know. But at least I'm honest about it. I'm a mess. I'm just a mess. But I'm okay. So when Bill died, we were so molded into one, and that's the pain you feel. The pain you feel is that loss, and I couldn't even admit that loss for so long because I just couldn't take more pain. I just couldn't. Oh, there's Noah crowing. I just somehow I protected myself from more truth because that truth was more loss. And that's something I figured out. I figured it out. I'm just me. I'm just me. Bill is forever imprinted in my heart and soul, forever and ever. But for me to live in truth, I I acknowledge he's not here in the form he was, and he will not ever be again. Um, and that's okay. That is okay because it is what it is. And for me to accept that, I have to say it, I have to believe it, and I do, and I have, and there you go. So here I'm just left with me. So this inside out business, what replaces that that's not right. Okay, so who am I now? Who am I now? If I'm not Bill and Julie and Bill, who am I now? And that's what I'm just discovering. Bill was so good. He was my perfect, absolute perfect co-pilot for those 29 years of life, even after he was gone, because he still was, and in many, many ways still is my co-pilot, because he kept me grounded when I needed to be grounded, because I can tend to, be, flying in the clouds. I can tend to do that. And that's so what I needed. Now my, Julie 2.0 or whoever the heck I am, I that grounding isn't necessary anymore. In fact, it would hinder me. It would hinder me to grow into the being I'm meant to be. I believe that. I believe that. And I don't know if anybody would ever know what to do with me, ever. Another being, because I don't know what to do with me. How the heck would somebody else know? All I do know is, if I can gift you this information, anybody listening out there, if I can gift you this information, the when life isn't going well, try to think about that. Ask yourself, am I living my true, genuine self? Who is that true, genuine self? If things just kind of keep rubbing you raw and things just really, you just keep running into wall after wall, and there's this dark cloud that, I'd examine that. I'd really, really examine that. Are you living your true, genuine self that you were intended to live? And I think for me, I can say that true, genuine self changed drastically. It's not that it doesn't stay the same for me anyway. I don't know that Bill would recognize me. I don't know that he would. That sounds so odd. Of course he would. What am I saying? But I mean, he would be going, wow, you're becoming somebody else. And I am. And each day I am. And it's okay. It's who I am. It's me inside out. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a freedom. I'm just flabbergasted. I truly am. I'm just flabbergasted. I And anyway, I last thing I want to share with you, because this is a first for me, and I really, when things happen that are firsts for me, that don't feel like a rerun or don't feel like it's ever happened before, I really take note. And this one's kind of a funny thing. I love music. I love music. And I come to know this band called Trading Yesterday. In fact, they're not even Trading Yesterday anymore. Now they are The Age of Information. And their lead singer, David Hodges, who used to be with Amy Lee, with Evanescence, and I never know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, I've been listening to them on YouTube, and man, I love YouTube. I love that for the music, and for anybody listening to me, what a great thing this is. Anyway, he this is the first. So here's the first. When I usually download songs, I go, because I'm kind of a cheapskate. I guess I'd rather say I'm cautious with my money, because it's hard coming, so I'm careful about how I spend it. And I usually look, and they're, sometimes songs are like $1.29 or 99 cents, and I look and I think, do I want to buy the album for $9.99, or is it a better buy, because I don't like so many of those songs, is it a better deal to just pick the songs? So for the first time ever, this guy, this Trading Yesterday, or The Age of Information, the album, more than, I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know what it's called. I'll have to get back with you on that. But this album, I love every single dang song. Every one. 13 songs. I think it's 13. I love them. Every one. And that is a first for me. And I thank this band. I thank them more than ever, or it's more than something, the album's called. But every song I love. I feel like, because I must be an egomaniac, I feel like he wrote every single one of those songs for me. Every one of them. The words, I'm always all about the words. The words, and by the way, you can understand every word he's saying. I love that. You can understand every word. Anyway, give it a go. It's lovely. It's lovely. And I'm so happy today to have a first, and to be able to share that first with you, because I love firsts. I love them, and I really pay attention to firsts. So I gotta go, and I'm going to town inside out, with all my edges hanging out, and all my raw unfinished seams hanging out, and it'll be a lovely day. It already is, and I thank you for listening. I love you, and I'll be yapping at you again. Bye.